Hi, boys and girls. So today we are going to be working with division and remainders. So a remainder is what's left over. All right, so if I have 15 divided by 4, I have 15 pieces of candy. I put them into 4 groups. Now I want every group to be even. So each group has to have the same amount of candy in it. If each group does not have the same amount of candy, then it doesn't go in evenly, and that means we have some left over. So I drew this model. So we have 15 squares. So say these are our 15 pieces of candy, right? We want to break it up into 4 groups, but each group has to have the same amount of candy. So I'm going to break it up into groups. I'm going to do a group 1. There's 3 pieces of candy. Group of 2, another 3 pieces of candy. Group 3, and group 4. All right, so I took my 15 pieces of candy and I made 4 groups. Now, each group has 3 pieces of candy in it, and I have 3 pieces of candy left over. Well, if I were to go put these 3 pieces of candy each in a group, there would be one group without a 4th piece of candy because there's only 3 left over. So this is what we would call a remainder. How many aren't being put into our groups? So if we want to solve this problem, we would say 15 divided by 4. Now, how many is in each group that I've circled? There's 3 in each group. And how many are left over? There are 3 left over. All right, you also can think of it as 4 times what number gets us closest to 15. Remember, there's nothing, 4 times any number does not equal 15. All right, so we would want to think maybe what's 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. And then 4 times 4 is 16. Well, 16 went over our number of 15. So we're going to say 4 times 3 is 12. And then how many are left over? 3. When you're thinking of this problem, you never want to go over our dividend. And remember, our dividend is the number in the center. So we never want to go over 15. So that's why 4 times 4 doesn't work, because 4 times 4 is 16, and 16 is greater than 15. So here's a few problems. We are going to have remainders in all of these. So we want to think 2 divided by 7 equals what? Now, we're going to have a remainder. So 2 times which number gets us closest to 7? So we know 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times 4 is 8. Well, now 8 is greater, so we don't want to go to 8. So we would say 2 times 3, and remember, you write your quotient or your answer up top. And then 3 times 2 is 6, and you would get a 1. So your remainder would be 1. You can also do it as 7 lines, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we want to put them in 2 even groups. So I see there's 3 here I'm going to circle. And there's 3 here I'm going to circle. And there are my 2 groups. And how many do I have left over? I have 1 left over. Okay. This drawing it out may be the best way to do it for now until we learn how to do our long division in our next lesson. So now I want you guys to practice these 2. You are going to put it in the house the correct way, and then you're going to think of your multiplication problems to solve. So I know that my dividend goes inside my house, and my divisor goes on the outside of the house, and you would read it as 18 divided by 5. All right, so you can draw 18 little circles and break them up into 5 groups, or you could do 5 groups. 3, 4, 5, and you could count out 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5. You can go all the way up to 18, and you'll figure out how many are in each group. Or you can think, all right,